Okay, welcome to this video, guys. I'm going to try and fly through this one, so not as many crazy things maybe as the last one. So this one we're going to be looking at operations on decimal numbers. Okay, our learning goal, as before, students describe rational and irrational numbers, and at the end of this one you should be able to correctly apply the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division algorithms to decimal numbers. Okay, so you should know how to use these algorithms. I'm just going to sort of fly through how to actually use them with when decimals are involved. Okay, so when we've got addition and subtraction of decimals, the main idea you need to remember is to line up place value. Line up the place values. Okay, alright, so I have 7.75 plus 12.45. Okay, so I rewrite that as 7.75 plus 12.45. Okay, so see, super important there. Everything's sort of lined up, and once I've done that, I just go through the algorithm as normal. Okay, so 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 4 is 11, plus 1 is 12, 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10, 20.20. Okay, so that's how we do our addition and subtraction of decimals. Just make sure everything's lined up, go through the algorithm as normal. Alright, using powers of 10. Okay, this one's a fairly simple one. So if we're multiplying, okay, so let's say for instance we had 156.295 times, let's say, 100. Okay, what we do is that we move the decimal point right. So I'm multiplying, move decimal. That, well, my writing's fairly terrible today. Sorry about that. So move decimal point to the right, the same as the zeros that you have. Okay, so 2 zeros, that means that we move the decimal point from here 1 space, 2 spaces. Okay, and so this is going to be equal to 15629.5, so 15,629.5. Now when we're dividing, we move this time, we move the decimal point to the left, the same as the zeros. Okay, so if I had 29.625 divided by, let's go for 1,000. Okay, we get a decimal point and we see there's 3 zeros, so that means it moves once, twice and 3 times to here. So it means we're going to put a 0 there in our answer. So our number will be 0.029625. Okay, so that's how we do our multiple powers of 10. You're probably super familiar with that. Alright, so multiplication of decimals, this is where it might get a little tricky. Okay, so there's a couple of steps we do. So first off, get rid of the decimal point. Get rid of the decimal point and arrange as normal. Okay, so we get rid of our decimal points, so we'll have then 476 times 32. Okay, we arrange it as normal and we go through our algorithm as normal now. So 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Put 0 in here because of 3. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21 plus 1 is 22. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Alright, 2 plus 0 is 2. 13, 12, 5, 1. Okay, so once we've got this answer here, now the second step in here is the number of decimal places in the question is equal to decimal places in the answer. Okay, so let's have a look at that. A bit of room here. Well, let's scroll up here. Okay, let's count 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 decimal places. Okay, in the question, so that means there needs to be 3 in the answer. 1, 5, 2, 3, 2. Okay, and that means that we have to have 1, 2, 3, and it's going to go there. Okay, done. So that's how you do multiplication using decimals, alright? So you need to be a little bit careful with that. You just take those 2 steps, fairly simple. Everything else about it is quite easy, and it's probably a lot of revision for you from last year. Okay, let's have a look at division of decimals real quick. So if we've got a simple one here where the divisor here is greater than, well, has no decimal places to it, okay, greater than 1, obviously, okay. If it's greater than 1, just set it up as normal. So we would have 102.35. Now, divided by 5. Now, the decimal point in the answer is going to be just straight above there. And you go through it as normal. 5 into 1 is nothing. 5 into 10 is 2. 5 into 2 is nothing. 5 into 23 is 4. Remainder 3. 5 into 35 is 7. Done. Okay? So that's how you do your division using decimals if the divisor is greater than 1. However, here you will see that 0.08 is less than 1, right? So we have to do something. You have to now multiply by powers of 10 to get that divisor greater than 1. Okay, so I'm going to need to move it 2 times here to get it larger than greater than 1. So that means both sides need to get multiplied by that same amount. Alright, so we'll redo this as 50.6 times 100 divided by 0.08 times 100. That's kind of our new little thing we're doing now. So I'll have 5060 divided by 8. Okay? Now this answer, you might think that just doesn't make any sense. How are you allowed to do that? Tell you what, check it in your calculator because it works out perfectly. Okay? They're both the same answer. So I'll have 8 here and 5060. Now 8 into 5 is nothing. 8 into 50 is 6, remainder 2. 8 into 26 is 3, remainder 2. 8 into 20 is 2, remainder 4. 8 into 40 is 5. Done. Okay, so that'd be the same answer as the other one. Okay, so I guess when you've been looking at this one here, maybe some of these things are stuff you've done before. So if that's the case, please fly through into the much more difficult questions in the must, should, and could. Okay, I don't want you to sort of wasting time going through stuff that you've already done before. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in class. Thanks.